right, let me give you some context. I originally had created a sequence with ChatGPT and Claude and a shared folder under the Google Drive, which has a configuration file in it which tells them what to do. Okay, but what we're going to be doing in this session is we are just going to be comparing the speeds. I'm simply using a PDF with data on it, and I have a template in the folder, and I want to say create an invoice with this data. The invoice must have the logo on and all my details and everything, and that's all in the config file. Right, here's the comparison between ChatGPT and Claude, and let's have a look at that. I'm just turning my magnifying glass on so I can zoom in. So, could you create an invoice based on the template I upload? Check your config file in the Google Drive and that folder. That should help you. Find template and PDF. Same question to Claude on the right hand side. I've attached those two files, the template and the mock invoice. Okay, so let's start. Start number 1, and a couple seconds later, start number 2, and there they go. They are off to the races. Okay, I'm just expanding the Claude window there. So let's have a look at how this works. What I do like about ChatGPT is that kind of feedback. I really do like that, okay? But Claude also gives you feedback. You'll see using your Google Drive. Remember, all of these things have been connected already through connection. See, that's why there's access to my Google Drive. Both of them have access to my Google Drive. ChatGPT calls them apps. Claude calls them connectors. All right, let's have a look at the elephant in the room. Look at that. Ooh, I'm using my tokens in Claude, 47% used. How many times have I been suspended halfway? And when it does this, the end is nigh. When it starts recording your conversation, look on the left-hand side, we'll see ChatGPT is telling me everything, every little objection to what's happening there. I'm getting worried because it's recording my conversation, but we're still at 47%. So that's the way it works. We're at 47% over there. I think we'll make it. But I really don't like, after having been a paid subscriber, to be suspended halfway, and I've yet to receive that from ChatGPT. Okay. So let's have a look. Who's going to win the race? Okay, exactly the same instruction. Remember, I have already configured this beforehand, and there's a config file in the folder, and that's always advisable. Config file. ChatGPT wins. Look at that. ChatGPT wins. Let's go and have a look at that invoice. Okay, that invoice is over there, and I'm downloading it to the downloads folder. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, there it is. Let's have a look at it. Downloading it to the downloads folder. ChatGPT does not have a preview window, and that's also a bit of a deficiency, I think. But anyway, there's the invoice. Let's double click that invoice. Beautiful. Look what it did. It actually created that invoice with a logo and everything. All right, and there, everything is there. A lot of that data there is fictitious. I'm going to have to block some of it out. Okay, all right. But look at that, it's looking pretty good. Let's see if Claude manages the same thing. All right, if Claude manages the same thing. Let's close this down and look at what Claude's got up to, but it's a pretty good looking invoice there, hey? All right, let's close that down. Okay, and Claude is still busy working. It tends to take a bit longer, and remember, it had to do that compression of the chat, so maybe that took a bit of time. We're still on 47% used, which is not based on time, by the way. It's based on the amount of requests you make. So 47% used. I'm just going to say thank you to ChatGPT for their excellent work. Okay, you won the race, ChatGPT. But Claude is still busy on the right-hand side. You'll see one of the great advantages of Claude will come up now when it actually comes up with the answer. But there we go. All right, Claude's still busy. Claude's still busy over there, okay? Let's see who's going to produce the better product. And in fact, I think, spoiler alert, it's pretty much just as good. It just took longer. Even with that compression of the chat, I think it takes longer. Even if that wasn't the case, it takes longer. There we go. You can see some action happening. It's busy telling me. And there's the advantage of Claude. A preview window. Much, much better. I so much like that. There it is. There's the invoice. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, it's all been created. The logo's in and everything. Okay, generated that invoice.